Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter.
And I'm Gia. Welcome to HWWS Web TV.
That's right. We are on HWWS Web TV right here in the studio. We got a great show tonight.
Oh, we do. I'm super excited.
This is awesome. This is really awesome. So we're going to bring you an interview all the way
from the Emerald Isle.
Wow, that was
awful.
Can
I get away with that?
I don't know. We're going to ask him when he comes in because that was awful. That was terrible. Mrs. Doubtfire was better.
Oh, no. Ooh, Virginia Doubtfire. That's so different.
That is very different. Yes.
Yes. Nothing to do with that. This is all about music.
This is all about music. Mm-hmm. And, you know, this is one of my favorite times of the year. Look, this set. So festive. I love this. This is one of my favorite times of the year. And I think the music is a big reason why.
It's true. Well, it brings us all together and it reminds us about what Christmas is all about.
It really, really does. Yeah. And our guest tonight is a musician coming to us all the way from Ireland who just released a single.
Yes.
That drives it home.
It was gorgeous.
If there ever was a song that reminded you to what this season is about, mm-hmm. and to really look at yourself and your life and to really celebrate the season, it's this song.
I agree.
It is. It's Concrete Christmas.
Oh, wow.
It is great. So, guys, we're going to interview all the way from Ireland the singer, songwriter, musician responsible for Concrete Christmas and so much other stuff, because we've got a lot of stuff, of this stuff on the HWWS Indie Music Radio platform.
Yes, and new stuff that are coming out in 2021.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So, please welcome to the screen, everybody, musician, artist, songwriter, singer, heart puller, tugger, man. Welcome, Stephen Rafferty. Stephen, how are you, man?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Not too bad. His accent is so different than what you tried to pull off.
I would hope so. That's accurate.
I just want to say that you did not come anywhere near that accent.
There's a lot of different accents in Ireland, so.
So she could have had one of them.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Welcome in the chat. Welcome to Matt MacGyver. Thank you so much. We're glad you're here, and welcome everybody that's in our chat with us right now. Please share this video. We're gonna a little later on. We're gonna play the music video for you, but we're gonna kick it off. Let's start at the beginning. He was born. All right. No, we'll skip that part. Let's jump into. Stephen, how long have you been professionally writing and playing music?
Well, I started playing my first gigs whenever I was 16, and then it was all kind of just cover stuff, and I started writing songs, but it was very amateur, like writing about girls, writing about school, writing about not wanting to go to work, things like that. So all them songs kind of got crumbled up as time went on.
Well, I will say this though: at 16, if you can write songs, you're not Heathcliff, but the girls are going to dig it.
Oh well, I have to agree. Being a girl myself.
See?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So good. So 16 years old. When did you start performing out in the world?
Yeah. Well, it was whenever I was 16. It was also whenever I started performing. I started performing in kind of local cafes and restaurants and stuff. I found it hard to get into bars and places that sold alcohol because I was so young. I think there was kind of like they didn't want to have me in there in case I ended up drinking, which I probably would have tried to do.
In Ireland, right?
I mean, it said we're allowed to drink when we're 18 over here, so it wouldn't be too far away. But
wow. Welcome to the chat, Terry MacGyver. Terry, thank you for setting this interview up. It was really, really great of you, man. Also, we have Brana Morgan. I think I got that. And so welcome to the chat, guys. We're glad you're here. All right, Stephen. So when did you start really taking your writing seriously? When did you dive into that?
Well, I dove into it a couple of years back whenever I was kind of like at a loose end. I didn't know what I wanted to stick at. I was just finishing off my education. I finished school and then went on to college, but I only stayed for 1 year because I just thought to myself, the whole education thing was like, yes, I'm in college, I'm doing music, but I'm kind of I feel trapped because I'm still feeling like I'm being told what to do by people, and I'm not allowed to be myself. So I just said, right, that's the end of it. It's a big risk to take, but that's the end of the education. And I want to kind of spread my wings, and I done a bit of traveling. And when I was away, I really, really missed home, and kind of, started to get a little bit nervous whenever I felt like I was really out of a comfort zone. I had nobody there that I had a lot of friends, but I had nobody that I could feel like I could properly fall back onto. So I just started kind of writing about my experiences, and that's where the writing kind of developed more and more.
That is awesome, man. That is really, really great. So we're going to get into real quick, because this is the first part of the segment. I want to really introduce everybody. A little later on, we've got a music video coming up. Now we've got quite a few songs from
Stephen. Yeah,
we got quite a few songs, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what subjects speak to you the most when you're going to write a song? What are the things that speak to you the most? Do you write? Are you particularly fond of a good love story, or are you particularly fond of a good folk tale? What are the subjects that speak to you, that inspire you to write things?
It's all for me. It's all personal experience. It's all kind of about the album that I'm writing at the minute. It's all based around the issues with mental health, and every song is influenced by a personal experience that I've been through kind of years ago in life that I never maybe spoke about back then, or even realized that it was an issue back then,
Mm-hmm.
And I've started writing about them, some things from back then, some things from more recent times. But anything that you feel like you've properly felt attached to in life, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be sad. It can be happy. But if it's not something that I feel like I've been fully attached to, then, or fully felt emotionally, then, there's no point in me writing it, because other people might say that's a good song, but I'm not going to enjoy performing that song because I haven't felt it.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, because anytime you write what's close to your heart, what you really feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people all the time, I envy guys like Stephen who can do in 3 minutes what it takes me 300 pages to do.
Mm-hmm.
I sit at my keyboard to develop a story and to invest a reader in the story and in the environment and in the emotions of the characters. It's 300, 400 pages. And when I listen to a song, though, what you're able to do is invest me in you, or in your characters, or in your story. You're able to do that in 3 minutes and leave people weeping and cheering and dancing and every range of emotion. Yeah. And I envy the hell out of that. It takes me 300 pages and I get most of those wrong.
Well, and speaking of performance and affecting folks, you've come a long way from when you were 16 and trying, to get you into the bars then. I imagine you perform so much more now. So can you readily see that impact that your music has on folks?
Yeah. I mean, I can't 100% hear you, Sage. It sounds a wee bit muffled. The microphone is on. It just sounds.
There you go. Speak into it.
Oh, copy
directly into the mic.
All right, well, tell me what it's on, would you?
Yeah, she wants to know what it feels like to be able to. When I write a book, I get it out there, and once in a while, somebody will leave a review. You get to perform, and you've been performing since you were 16. Seeing people react to your music is instantaneous. You get to see that. What's that feedback like for you? What's it like to see somebody impacted by your music live?
Yeah, it's a bittersweet feeling, especially whenever my stuff can be very heartfelt. Sometimes whenever I see people kind of crying, or getting a little bit upset for whenever I'm playing one of my own songs, and I think to myself, the message is definitely coming across properly, but I kind of, it is definitely bittersweet, because I'm happy that they're feeling the emotion that I felt when I was writing it, but I kind of feel like at the same time I've upset.
Yeah.
Upset somebody. While they're out. That was a slick swap.
Yeah, no.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Is that better?
That's better, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, good. Yeah,
Fantastic.
It is kind of surreal, the idea of watching people react to that music in real time, and knowing that it's like, I'm so happy that I affected someone, and yet look at them, they're weeping like a baby girl.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. That's the only way.
Yeah. I'm really happy right now, but I know you're not, and I caused it. So that's great. Has anybody? Let me ask you, in your performances or whatever, have you ever done a song? And because I do this all the time, I as a listener, you ever listen to a song and you're listening to it, and the beat and the melody are just one thing, and they've got you feeling like really good, but then you go back and you listen later in the lyrics, and you're like, oh God, I feel bad that I felt good because it's terrible. So,
that's a testament to the musician.
Yeah. Have you ever had a listener or fan or somebody come up in a pub and just seem to be grooving and loving the music, but you just know because they're loving it so much that they didn't understand it?
Yeah. That's 90% of people who are intoxicated.
You just described my early 20s.
I was just going to say, I can imagine people snapping and
all of a
clapping,
sudden you're like, I just sang about like World War III, and you're over there going, yeah. So, guys, we are up against our first commercial break. Please stay tuned in and stay logged on, because when we come back, we've got more from Stephen Rafferty, and we have a music video for you. We're going to this awesome music video this holiday season. So, stay tuned in and stay logged on. We'll be right back.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Now on Amazon.com, iCoin from author Jeremy Mosby. It's an alternate reality, and the leader of the planet iCoin is none other than Benjamin Franklin. When corrupt officials threaten not only iCoin but the Earth as well, an unlikely chosen one, Jeremy, must face dark foes to save the Earth and iCoin alike. Author Jeremy Mosby takes readers on a superhero's adventure through this compelling and imaginative alternate universe. Get iCoin on Amazon.com today.
In the summer of 1953, private investigator Will Lucky Marks was working as the in-house private eye for Arcane Pacific Pictures. Trapped inside the studio with the killer, Lucky must find the killer before time runs out. Lot 28. Own it today. Available iTunes and Amazon.com.
And we're back. Hello, everybody. We're back in the studio. I'm GW Pomichter.
And I'm Sergio.
And we are the Hangin With Web Show right here on HWWS Web TV. We are joined here via the wonderful interwebs. We're joined by musician, singer, songwriter, just a great guy and a great storyteller. Please welcome back to the screen, Stephen Rafferty, all the way from Ireland. All right, man.
You have a fantastic beard, by the way.
Yes. That's the beard I wish I had.
Oh, nice and full like that?
Yeah, that's the one I wanted. This is the one they gave me. This is like one of those. Yeah, you guys know the app on out there on the internet, like the Wish app. They show you all these pictures, these fantastic like cosplay pieces and things like that, and then what you get is like this piece of cloth. And so, Stevens is the beard I went for. That was the one I wanted to get. This is what Wish sent me. Was this? So
well, you're in Florida and he's in Ireland, so he needs the beard.
He needs that beard this time of year. He's in North Atlantic. That's a place on Earth. Barely.
It's got to be cold up there.
Wow. Yeah. So it's the holiday season, man. What are your favorite holiday traditions? What do you do to celebrate this time of year?
A lot of drinking alcohol. a lot of eating crisps and sweets and chocolate, and a lot of turkey and ham.
I just want to say, I think the alcohol portion of his answer is the global Christmas tradition.
Feel good Christmas. Is that the spirit of Christmas?
That's the I feel numb Christmas.
Oh.
I don't know if it's good or bad.
I was going for spirit.
Depends on how the spirit. Oh, that's Christmas spirits.
Did you like that?
Nice,
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, so what you have an album coming out in 2021.
Yep.
You are working on right now, which is dealing with a lot of mental health issues.
Yep.
And so, give us a little bit of history here, man. What inspired this album, and where are these songs coming from?
Yeah, well, I suppose they're kind of coming from the whole fact of every single person has mental health now. Like, mental health is just a scale. There is no such thing as like mental health being an issue, but there is mental health issues. So everybody that I see around me have experienced some sort of mental health issues at some point, no matter how small they are. And I suppose mine kind of caught me by surprise. When they did, I didn't know. Like, I think it was the first time in my whole life that I had felt like I had lost control of what I was doing, which really knocked me for quite a long time, because I've always been this kind of strong-minded, very straight person, and it knocked me for quite a while. And then I just thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna write about it, and hopefully someday, whenever I pick myself back up off the ground and stuff, I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna say, like, wow, like, at least I got this from that, instead of just dwelling on it being such a negative thing. So,
wow, yeah.
Well, and when you're writing, do you have the melody first, or do you come up with the lyrics first and then find the music that goes with it?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me that question. It kind of depends on where I am, on what day it is, where I am, if I'm driving, or if I'm sitting in the living room with the piano behind me or the guitar. It depends. Some days I'll just be driving along and I'll see something and I'll just start coming up with words in my head about that, or I'll see something and I'll just kind of come up with a bit of a melody line, and then I'll start putting the chords to that. So
it's sort of a process that's unfolding simultaneously.
Yeah.
And I don't ever need to see just that. Thank you. So yeah, thanks. So yes, it's something that's happening kind of simultaneously. You got a good lyric start, and then the melody starts to fill itself in, and then more lyrics will come to you, and it just comes back and forth like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Either that or the other way.
Okay.
I can pick up the guitar and just kind of get a feel for it, and I'll maybe write some words, just anything, so that I don't forget the ideas that I have in my head. And then once I get the melody line in my head, I get the ideas of what I want the song to sound like, then I can change the words to whatever I want, as long as it kind of fits in.
That's awesome. I don't know if anybody actually has asked this question. I just think it's a fascinating question, and that is, we were listening earlier to Concrete Christmas, and now we, at the top of the show, we talked a little bit as Sage did an attempt at a mildly, possibly Jersey Irish person.
I'm never going to move that down.
But dialects and the way we speak is kind of ingrained in who we are, and when we're talking, and we've had many conversations over there in Ireland with our good friend Terry MacGyver, who's in the chat. And there are some nights when he's just really casual, really relaxed, and you can't understand him. You'd rather type to him, because we just I speak in my native accent, he speaks in his, and
right.
It's hard to. So, but when you're writing a song, do you hear it the way you're going to sing it, or do you hear it with your accent? Do you hear it in your own voice, in your head?
No. I hear it the way I'm going to sing it. If I hear my own accent coming back to me. The song's being scrapped.
So if he's in the middle of a song, if he's doing a really heartfelt song, and all of a sudden he's got the urge for river dance, it's over. The song is gone, right?
Gotcha. Well,
Wow.
And I love when I listen to the song, I do love the message that you have behind it, especially right now for the holidays. Because everybody's having a tough time right now, right? And as tough as we have it, there are still those who have it even tougher, because what you did was to shine a light on homelessness.
Yeah.
And especially in Ireland, how super cold it is there, and there are folks who are wanting, but yet we still want to share that Christmas spirit. So what was it about that issue that made you want to write this song, that brought that to light? What makes that special for you?
Yeah, well, 2 years back, we just had a family bereavement, so around Christmas time, and it was the first time that I've ever witnessed what it was like to have an empty seat at the table. And then that kind of led one thing to another, and that's where the line in the chorus come from, where I say "Merry Christmas to the ones that we love. What is a Christmas if you can't spend it with someone?" Because I was thinking, somebody has been lost that we've been so used to having. So it's like, getting used to having a Christmas without that person was going to be very hard and very strange. But then that kind of started me thinking, well, at least we still have, 6 or 7 other people around the table. What must it feel like for somebody who doesn't even have a home to go to at Christmas, and have people just giving them a dirty look on the street, on the way past, and that person who's kind of just looking at them and thinking that's disgusting where you're living, or I'm not giving you any money or whatever. Them people are going home to eat a massive dinner, drink a lot of booze, and have a good time. And
it's really interesting that you said that one of the things, your early inspirations as you were writing, was the idea of your own bereavement and sitting at a table and having an empty chair at the table, and I think, especially this year, and this year's been so hard. 2020 has been hard on so many people, and we know across this world there are so many empty chairs this Christmas. There really are. But when I saw your video and I heard the song, I was struck by that same sensation, only in reverse. I found myself asking myself, is somebody out there in the world that is someone else's empty chair? They're just lost to the world. They're out there where we don't know where they are. They don't know where they are in so many of these cases. And so that empty chair, it had more meaning, because it was like, some empty chairs this year are there because we lost someone.
Yeah.
Some empty chairs have always been there because someone lost us.
Yeah.
And when I was watching your video and hearing your music, that came just flooding in. And to say, when you look at that empty chair and you think that there's somebody out there who has an empty table, no table, and it's just it's that time of year when this is what we're supposed to be inspired to do today. This time of year we're supposed to be inspired to look out for our fellow man. And when we look around, a lot of times when we get wrapped up in all the things that we feel like we're missing or losing or don't have, we forget about those folks. I saw you're actually online. I did see you're raising money for local charities in your area that are dealing with this issue,
which is awesome.
Yeah, well, I couldn't choose one charity, so instead of going out there and going around raising money, I felt that it was more my job and it was more in me to raise the awareness, and make people think more about what's going on in the world, and not just thinking all about themselves this year and saying I can't believe that the pubs aren't opening, and I can't believe the restaurants are not going to get them a favourite place, on holidays and stuff, because there's people who literally have nothing. But I wasn't really sure what the best way to go about actually raising money for one certain charity was. So I just thought that by using my music, I could do the best that I possibly could to raise the awareness. Because there's so many homeless charities, and that's why I didn't want to just raise money for one, because it's something that you should. Well, not that you should. I don't know what people think that they should do, but in my opinion, it's something that it would be better to keep local. There's no sense in me giving money to a homeless person, in Spain or France whenever there's somebody lying, maybe on the streets, a couple of miles down the road from me or a couple of kilometers, down the road from me. So it's all, to me, it was all about promoting the local charities to people all over the world, not just a charity that's local to me.
Yeah, no, it is. It is great. And just for the internet out there to know, when this video is filed as a video and not a live stream, when this is filed as a video, when we repost to the HWWS Web TV page, earlier today, Sage and I went down and looked through, and the percentage of the proceeds we are going to be asking for donations to Central Florida's the Central Florida Homeless Shelter for anybody that wants to, and anybody sees this video, we're going to go ahead and put that in there too, because we knew when we read a little bit earlier, we knew that was an issue that was close to Stephen, and we wanted to make sure that we did our best. That's this time of year. That's what it's all about, guys.
Exactly. So, and you mentioned Central Florida, and a good friend of ours from Brevard Film and Talent, Eric Emmerich. He actually just watched Concrete Christmas, and he said that it was just wonderful.
It was really well done.
So I think we should share that with everybody if they haven't seen it yet.
Where are we on the time? Right? Nope. We're up against it, she said. You can't do what you want to do. Ha ha.
Right, that's not really funny. Okay,
right.
So we can go to a commercial break, and right on the other side,
when we come back, we're going to show that.
I want everybody to see
that's
that.
Right. So stay tuned and stay logged on, because coming up is going to be Concrete Christmas from Stephen Rafferty, and then we're going to talk to Stephen a little bit more. So stay tuned and stay logged on. We'll be right back.
This is Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Hi there, my name is Stephen Arbrook, and I would love to tell you all about my newest book, Parashot Drashim. It's a commentary on the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, and is written in an entertaining and easy-to-understand style, and I never tell anyone what they should believe. What makes this book so interesting is that it is written for both Jews and Gentiles to show how the Jewish Torah and the Christian New Testament are more alike than they are different. It's available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle format, so nu, give it a read. What could it hoy?
Hi, I'm Willow Schuyler, and these are just some pieces of my collection. I would love for you to join me, and I wouldn't mind sharing my toys with you.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Back Talk with Bauer. I am Josh of J. Bauer Art, the host of this crazy mess I call a show.
Back Talk with Bauer. Interview. Observation. Insights. Discussion. And lots of antics, hijinks, and shenanigans. It's all on Back Talk with Bauer.
I will catch you guys later.
All right, we're back, everybody. We're back here in the studio. I'm GW Pomichter.
And I'm Sage.
And we're the Hangin With Web Show. That's right. And we have on the line, we have the one and only Stephen Rafferty calling in and talking music and Christmas and just chatting with us a little bit.
Yes.
So
all the way from
Ireland.
Terry McIver.
Terry said you sounded Scottish. I read it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure that you sounded Scottish, but whatever. Okay. So
we'll just let Stephen talk because he definitely sounds Irish.
That's because I don't know, because maybe he's Irish.
Okay.
Yeah, that works for him. See, it's a thing. Although when we get to hear some of his music here coming up, and you wouldn't be able to tell.
That's true.
Which is a gift, by the way. I can't do an Irish accent. I'm not even going to try.
Apparently, neither can I.
So, that being said, when he sings, I really don't know where he's from.
Yeah.
You can't tell. It is just all of the accent just sort of disappears.
It's that thing I was telling you about. If I hear myself, my own accent, it's out. Like it's not going anywhere.
So now, I mean, this is your natural cadence, your natural speech tone. Your accent is your lifetime of living where you live. When you get ready to sing, is there a certain sound or a certain accent you're going for, or is it just whatever comes to you at the moment, or is it just trying to clean your own? Yeah,
no, it just comes out. I would say it's probably been, like influenced by a lot of different musicians that I've listened to over the years, but it's not. There's nothing. Whenever I go to start singing a song, there's no one voice that comes into my head. It's just I just want to sound like myself. Type of
whichever one kind of pushes you to get to that level in the song, right? Yeah.
What were some of your influences that got you into music, or that keeps you, in that sound?
Well, whenever the whole start of the music, I always wanted to be a singer, but I remember whenever Ed Sheeran just started, he had just released A-Team, and there was a local concert going on in one of the football pitches in my hometown, and Ed Sheeran was playing at it, and just before he was coming onto the stage, the MC for the whole concert, it was it was a multi-gig. There was all different artists playing at it. It was a bit like a festival, and the MC kind of shouted in, through the microphone, "Do we have any singers in the front row?" And all the people around me were kind of like pointing at me, and I was like, "Oh, jeepers, like this, yeah, like I do not want this in front of how many thousand people are here." 14 years of age, long hair, no beard, and I bent down, I bent my head down, and I just got this thump on the back of the head with the microphone, and I popped my head up, and the DJ or the MC said, "Sing the chorus of A-Team for us." So I started singing the chorus, and then as I was singing it, Ed Sheeran came onto the stage singing it with me then. So that kind of, yeah. So that was kind of one of them things that just made me say, right, like I don't want to be this guy standing here. I want to be that guy up there on that stage. And, that just kind of drove me to stay with it.
That is awesome.
That had to have been one hell of a moment.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
wicked cool.
That's just a killer anecdote to carry around.
It is, isn't it?
Just to have that, so tell us a nice story. There it is, and that's just a nice anecdote to carry around with you. So Terry in the chat said that if you want to get the Irish accent, you have to do Sean Bean from Patriot Games.
No, I don't ever want to try to emulate
Sean Bean because, well, he dies in everything.
I don't want to do
not
that.
Healthy.
No.
Yeah. There was actually I saw this. I think it was actually over in the UK or over in Ireland or somewhere. They did a parody show, and it was Sean Bean based, and he was like the one time he didn't die. It was like a parody.
Oh.
And he was his many characters from the medieval times or whatever. And it was interesting. It was a horrible watch, by the way. It was awful.
Yeah.
But
when you're not doing music, what do you watch?
Yes.
Do you have like a guilty pleasure over Christmas, or something that you're just binging right now on TV?
Not real. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. I mean, Sons of Anarchy was definitely up there for one of my best shows. Game of Thrones. There's actually I have a cellist and a double bassist playing on a few of my songs in the album, and there's one song which is going to be the title track for the album, and at the start it sounds very Game of Thronesy, so
that's pretty awesome. It's interesting when you find inspiration, right? Mm-hmm. And we find inspiration in the things that we love and we enjoy. So you watch a TV show, or you listen, watch a movie or whatever, and you're inspired by that.
Oh yes. Well, I think that Stephen has like the beard. That if he ever decided to like dress up in cosplay, he could do an awesome Night's Watchman.
Yeah.
And he lives literally north of the wall.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that is awesome. Matt MacGyver wanted us to know that they have a different accent every 20 miles.
Yep.
Or so. And you know, though, and listening to Terry talk, and I haven't heard Matt yet, and now listening to Stephen, what I'm hearing it's very similar. I think to hear the distinction between the regional accents in Ireland, you would almost have to be Irish.
Mm.
Well, I think Terry's from pretty close to me, so.
Oh, okay.
I think he's about 30 miles from me, so.
Okay, so but the different. It's kind of like regional dialects here. When you get to the Northeast in the United States, like everybody sounds like they're from Brooklyn.
That's not
in
true.
the movie.
Oh, okay, in the movie.
Like a Brooklyn movie. But it's actually New Jersey and all different boroughs in New York, and then of course Boston is very distinct. So they're very distinct accents to an American ear.
Huh.
But they just sound New Englandy. If you're from anywhere else.
He just made that up.
I didn't make that up. I can do that.
Hey, Stephen, what are you drinking in that cup?
The question of the hour.
It's non-alcoholic, unfortunately. It's hot water with honey and lemon.
We promised the audience we were going to make them sad tonight. So
see, that's the musician.
That's right. It keeps the pipes cleared out. Yeah.
I was kind of hoping it was hot cocoa, but I get it. Hot water with honey and lemon.
You spent too much time on set today. You got stockings and everything else. You're looking for hot cocoa now.
Yeah.
You spent a lot of time on set today. Guys, we are about 3/4 of the way through with the show. Mm-hmm. And I said we've been promising them for three segments.
Yes, we have.
We have. So I think it's time. We'll talk on the other side of this, guys. But please, we are going to bring you right now. We're going to show you the music video for Concrete Christmas.
Wow.
Which is, y'all have been chatting about it. You've seen it in the chat. You can find this video right here in HWWS Web TV in our videos section, or you can go right over to YouTube where this is up, and you can actually, hit subscribe and give Stephen a thumbs up and help that channel grow as he grows with his music. So we're going to make sure all of those links are in descriptions and where they're supposed to be. So check that out. But right now, please, here is, go ahead, Dina, get us ready here. Here is the music video for Concrete Christmas.
You're both muted, I think. There we go.
All right. Okay, guys. We just got a little feedback from the chat that said there was no sound for the music video. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to go ahead and remove the screen share. Go ahead and hit the stop button down there, Dina. Stop. No, down at the bottom. stop screen. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Stop. Okay, great. We're going to go ahead and reset that up, guys, and reestablish that connection with sound, so you can actually hear the music to go to the video, because it is.
Yes, because you have to hear it.
You do. You really do. You know, it's actually law in some states. You can't leave now. You have to stick around and hear this. It's a thing. So go ahead, Dina, and go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and hit share screen. Okay, you're going to hit the share audio button. Okay, now go over to Chrome tab. We're walking through this with you guys online, so just hang out with us for a minute. Hit the Facebook tab. Okay, good, and hit share. All right, and now it's perfect. It's actually perfect the way it is. Now back it all up. All right, back it all the way up. Okay, and no, we haven't play yet. Go on back over. All right, we're in the studio here, guys, now. Now that we're back up and running here, guys, here it is. Please, thank you for bearing with us and through some technical difficulties. Please, in the chat, let us know if you can hear it this time or if you can't hear it this time. But here it is, once again, Concrete Christmas.
Where are you sleeping on this cold Christmas Eve? Are you dreaming of warmer places you could be? Is there a fire or just a cold concrete floor? Will you be waiting for Santa knocking at your door? 'Cause it's cold outside and the lights go out one by one. Are you waiting for the presents or just wishing for the morning sun? Merry Christmas to the ones that we love. What is a Christmas if you can't spend it with someone? I know that you're out there. I hope that you keep holding on. 'Cause someday soon you'll find a place you can call your home. It's been a long night. You're just happy that it's past. Your body's freezing like that snowman on the path. The tables fill up with families all gathered round. You're just waiting for a stranger to throw a pound. 'Cause it's cold outside and the lights go out one by one. Are you waiting for the presents or just wishing for the morning sun? Merry Christmas to the ones that we love. What is a Christmas if you can't spend it with someone? I know that you're out there. I hope that you keep holding on. 'Cause someday soon you'll find a place you can call your home. Someday soon you'll find a place you can call your home.
All right, man. Wow. Guys, we're up against it right now. When we come back, we're going to talk to Stephen Rafferty a little bit more. We're going to talk about the video a little bit. We're going to talk about more of his music and what's coming up. So stay tuned and stay logged on because we'll be right back.
This is Cosplay Michael with the Hangin With Web Show. I want to tell you about my friends at Embellish Effects in Orlando, Florida. They've got makeup, costumes, and props for all of your costume needs. And the team at Embellish Effects is helpful and friendly. Embellish Effects is one of my favorite places, and I know it will be yours too. I'll see you there. Or go to embellisheffects.com. And remember, cosplay is for everyone.
How you doing, everybody? This is KG Bethlehem. I'm an author of a new book called Certain Moments of Time. It's a collection of short stories. These short stories range from post-apocalyptic, dystopian, anti-utopia, as well as general fiction. You can find Certain Moments of Time on sale at Amazon.com, where you can purchase the ebook format as well as paperbook format. You can also purchase it at Lulu.com, paperbook format, and will be on sale soon at BarnesandNoble.com.
I'm David Thompson.
I'm Thomas Carter Rochester, and we're the hosts of Lights, Thunder, Action.
Join us weekly as we discuss the latest news in comic book movies and the film industry at large.
As well as the Trilogy of Trilogies, where we review trilogies you vote for us to talk about in the Tournament of Trilogies.
We go live on our Lights, Thunder, Action Show Facebook page and the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel every weekend.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts to stay up to date with the Lights, Thunder, Action Show.
And we're back. That's right. They gave me some time to get some composure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Guy, I hope you were here with us. If you weren't here with us, we are going to drop links to the YouTube video and also here on Facebook where you can find the video for Concrete Christmas. We've been talking with Stephen Rafferty for this last hour. Real quick, before we jump into the final segment of the show, you can find us right there on Facebook at HWWS Web TV. You can also find us at they're right there. Look at that. Ooh, there it is.
Oh,
okay, there we go. You can find us at HWWSWebTV.com. Also on YouTube, please type in HWWS Web TV or Hangin With Web Show and check out some amazing content, some amazing creators. Just to let you guys know, all of the commercials, all the ads that you're listening to or seeing during this broadcast are being brought to you from independent creators all over the globe. Authors, artists, filmmakers, musicians. We support our indie community in a huge way, and they've supported us, and we're really grateful for that. If you'd like to see your book teaser or trailer up here on one of the shows, please reach out. Get a hold of Stage at hangingwithshow.com. That's Stage at
HANGIN
withshow.com. Love that. Really good. Guys, so check that out and make sure you become one of our sponsors, one of our great featured artists here at the HWWS Web TV Network. And check out the shows that have been advertised too. We advertised, I guess, our Lights, Thunder, Action with Thomas Carter Rochester and David Thompson. We advertised earlier for J. Bauer Art over at Back Talk with Bauer.
Oh, thank you, Terry.
That's right.
Awesome.
Dropping those links in the chat, so please check those out. And again, find us right here on Facebook at HWWS Web TV. Let's go ahead and bring Stephen Rafferty back in.
We've got some questions for him.
Yeah, no doubt. And one last thing, guys, in the chat, if you guys are here and you're watching live in the chat, you have a question for Stephen, please drop it in the chat. We will do our very best. Dina and Stage are both monitoring the chat, so we'll do our best to try to get your questions asked right here on screen. So in the meantime, first of all, amazing video, amazing song. So we're going to just huge props to Stephen for the song. Amazing video. Did you do that with a friend? How'd you get the video done, dude?
Well, it's actually a friend of the sound tech that I worked with in the studio. He was local to the area that I was in the studio with, and he just happened to mention his name and said, I know a filmmaker that I really think that he would be interested in doing it. So I was thinking, do you know what? The song has taken so much time to put together. I hadn't really planned on doing a video because I've never done a music video before, but I said, I suppose it is something that it'll be very touching for a lot of people. So a video might help get the message across. So I just said, we'll go for it. we'll take a chance on it, and it turned out, incredible. Like,
It was truly amazing. One of my favorite moments was when he does the morning sun.
Yeah.
And it was just so perfect in the video because it comes right over you, and I was just
things I never really paid attention to before since we started the show.
Mm-hmm.
I pay a lot more attention to the cuts and the edits that are being done on a video, and that was it was a really, really well put together video. We have Matt MacGyver wants to know what kind of guitar you're playing in the video. He didn't recognize it.
It's great. I'm playing an Adam Black. I had never ever heard of the guitar before, and I went to buy a Tanglewood one day, and the Tanglewood was 786 quid, and I was playing with it, and I was like, yeah, it's nice, but I don't know if it's £800 worth, nice. Whenever I set the guitar down, I said, listen, I'll maybe come back another day. And on my way out, I seen the guitar hanging on the wall, and it was I think it was £300 cheaper than the Tanglewood, and it just felt so much nicer to play. So it's called an Adam Black.
An Adam Black.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. And apparently you can save £300.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know about everybody else, but that always feels good.
I agree.
To do that. That always, yeah. So
now, who starred in your video for you?
That would be Stephen Fernley. He's actually the guy that owns the studio.
Outstanding.
That really is.
Yeah.
Now,
so
over and over again in the video is the flyer for the community dinner.
Yeah.
Was that an actual flyer that is there?
No, we made it.
okay, that's awesome. But it's something I think that was great and important about that is that it does put some hope out there.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you, again, this video, when this gets posted back over on the Facebook page as a stagnant video, we're going to go ahead and start make a place for you to donate, where you can donate to our Central Florida homeless shelters and communities. But for those of you who watch the video or listening to the song and it kind of sparks an interest for you, reach out to your local, and that's what Stephen told us earlier to have you guys do. Reach out to your local homeless charities and things like that. Every year, for years while I was in college and the afterwards, when my kids were younger, that's what we would do. We would volunteer this time of year at a place right here in Melbourne called Daily Bread, and where that's what they do every single day. And so there's always a place doing this somewhere. Someone is trying to help people and reach out to feed the hungry and find shelter for the homeless. Find those people. Do your best. Do your part this holiday season, because I know there's a lot that was taken away from us this year, and including one another. This is how we talk to each other now, or via the internet. But for as much has been taken away, I'm reminded of something my grandmother used to tell my mother used to tell me. It is always a lot harder where there ain't none.
Mm-hmm.
And so as much as we feel like things have been taken away from it this year, remember out there, everybody, it's always harder where there ain't none. And unfortunately, there are still places where there ain't none.
Yes.
So we can do our part.
Like Stephen's video showed, though, at the very end when he opens that door and you see that light from inside shine on him,
mm-hmm.
That's that light of hope. There is still a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
That's what the season is all about.
Yeah.
It really is. There's a reason of all of the holidays on the calendar that Christmas is the global biggest
mm-hmm.
holiday. And that's largely because of its message. You can't everybody says commercialization and toys you can't co-opt a holiday that isn't built to be co-opted. And Christmas was built to be co-opted because it has one singular message, and that is there will be a tomorrow. There is a hopeful future.
Exactly.
When you build a holiday around the birth of a child, there's no other message. There's no other message, but there will be a tomorrow. Hold on one more day. And, so when you're watching this video, when you're watching this interview, please hit the donate button and donate to one of these great charities that is doing this work. And get out there if you can and do some of the work yourself, because it feels good. Yeah. It really, really does. I was sent to volunteer for my first time at a homeless shelter while I was in college as a part of the community service programs in college. And I thought I was going to hate it. I thought it was going to be awful. And after doing it the one time, it was something that we made our annual tradition for our kids and our family growing up every single year, because it didn't suck. It felt great to be a part of a solution.
Nice.
Given that hope. So,
well, speaking of traditions,
yes.
Stephen, are there any particular traditions that you are looking forward to being able to do this holiday season for Christmas in Ireland?
Just singing songs. Just singing songs around the table. That's all.
Well, this is a great question for a musician, because it is the holidays, and we are driven almost mad by the holiday tunes of yesteryear over and over and over again.
So this is going.
It's a lot of fun to ask a musician favorite Christmas carol, favorite Christmas song.
Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues by Miles.
Fairy Tale of New York.
Yes.
I don't know this one.
Oh, I heard somebody in the chat earlier said that there should be a sing-along.
That makes the list. Of I have to look that. I have to know what that is. Yes, it was. I think Matt MacGyver said there should be a sing-along at the tail end of the show. Matt, I would invite you in for that sing-along. Except for I don't know if the internet gods will bless us with a connection where it could be sung along and it wouldn't be like out of sync.
I don't know.
I don't know. We can. I don't know. I don't know if we should push their buttons. 'Twas Christmas Eve, baby.
Babe.
Babe.
One that says babe.
You've got to know the song. You've got to know the song.
'Twas Christmas Eve.
Oh yes, Kevin Blake.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
All right, bring it on.
It was Christmas Eve, baby, and the drunk tank, and all mine said to me, won't see another one. Then we sang a song, the rare old Mountain Dew. I turned my face away and dreamed about you. You don't know that song?
I don't. I didn't until just now.
But I like it.
I do like it. That's awesome. I am going to be checking that one out.
Okay, wait. If he did that,
Okay.
can you do Fairy Tale in New York?
If what?
I don't know that one either.
That was it.
That
was
it.
Oh, that's the same song?
Yeah, because it was Matt had put in the opening quotes. Yeah. So that was it. That was. So we have to check that out.
Oh, I see. So they just confused the blonde, but that's okay. It happens.
A lot.
Well, yeah.
All right, guys. By the way, if you're watching this live right now, if there's a little, there's about a 23 second delay between when we do things and when they happen for you guys. Which is why if we tried to bring another person in here, we couldn't really do a sing along because it would really be off. It would be like a choir that was trying to herd cattle and cats at the same time. Yeah.
That would be interesting, though.
Yeah, so we're not
Would sound
going to
like
try that.
us.
Also, for the purposes of talking interviews, we have a setting here in the studio that allows us to make sure that we don't get any reverb or echo from each other's computers. Because not everybody has headphones. So as a result of that, it doesn't like music. And the only way to do live music here, we were gonna ask Stephen to perform. However, the only way to do that is to turn that setting off. Because it is for dynamic ranges in sound. And if you guys you have a lot of musicians in our chat room right now, and you guys understand if you cut out the dynamic range of a song, you lose half the song. So
we want to do that.
We're going to try not to do that though. But thank you very much to everybody there. We had Can't Make It All Alone around. Oh, okay. We got more lyrics, which is great.
Yeah, we're checking that out for darn sure.
That is awesome.
Yes.
So, Stephen, you have your album coming out 2021 that centers around mental health issues.
Do you have a title for the album?
We don't. The title's changed twice. So I don't really want to give anything away, but it's all. There's a good metaphor behind the title for the song, and it's using an object for kind of describing how your head can feel sometimes whenever you're you're not feeling like you're yourself. So I'll keep you in touch with that though, and hopefully we'll get back on again whenever the album's nearly ready for launch.
Oh, absolutely. And you're always welcome back. We want to make sure you know you're always welcome back. We look forward to those tracks over on HWWS Indie Music Radio. There was people said earlier that I noticed somebody said that Concrete Christmas and Stephen's work should be top 10 on the charts.
Yes.
Guys, you guys can make that happen. It's very easy. HWWS Indie Music Radio. The algorithm over there pays attention to what everybody's listening to, what everybody's requesting, etc. So we do a top 10 chart every single week over at HWWS Indie Music Radio. So if you want to make sure that Stephen's songs make the charts, go listen to Stephen's song, HWWS Indie Music Radio. You can get to Indie Music Radio.
Yes. You can go to HWWS.webtv.com/Indie Music Radio, or you can simply say, "Okay, Google, talk to Indie Music Radio."
Or if you happen to have one of those Amazon crazy devices around your house, your computer wanted to do it. If you have any of those crazy folks with those crazy Amazon devices, all you have to do is call it by name. Mine's back there. I'm not doing it. And say play Indie Music Radio. And you'll hear a bunch of awesome independent music from all over the globe, including songs from Stephen and including Concrete Christmas, which is now in there for the Christmas season.
Exactly right. And I agree with Eric Emmerich, who said that song would be awesome with a full symphony behind it. Could you imagine that? That would bring us all.
That would be amazing.
We'd all be reaping piles of.
The brass section, the guy that's playing the trombone and the girl that plays the trumpet in Concrete Christmas are actually George Ezra's brass section. So
wow, dude, amazing! It was amazing work, man. And thank you for all the work that you're doing. One of the vital things that the arts brings to us when we do it well, when it's done well, is art tells a story. We're storytellers. Whether you're writing a book or writing or performing a song, whether you're painting a picture, you're a storyteller. And that story should have some impact on the people who are receiving it. And that song, among others that Stephen has out there, but that song has a message and a story, and it speaks to people who listen to it. Yes. And that's a successful story told. And that's what we're here for. That's why we exist as artists. So, guys, check out songs. We have put links all over the descriptions and things to this video. So make sure that you check out more from Stephen Rafferty. Stephen, thank you for giving us time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, because I know it's later there for you than it is here.
It really is. He stayed up like way past his bedtime.
It was creeping on midnight for him.
Yeah. The only person who should be awake at this time of the night is Terry MacGyver.
Because he never sleeps.
Never sleeps. He's actually an Irish vampire. We're positive of it.
He just sparkles, so it's okay.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for being with us. Stephen, thank you for sharing a little bit of time with us. That's our hour, but we've got like 5,000 more questions, so we'll do this again.
Yes.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah. Guys, thank you guys for being here again. You can find us all over Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else. Just type in Hangin With Web Show or HWWS Web TV. Find Stephen at HWWS Indie Music Radio, and we'll have all those links. The links to all of the places.
Everywhere.
I don't even know what all the places are. She does
I've
that.
got them all. Don't worry about
Tina
it.
does that behind the camera. So stay tuned in. Stay logged on, guys. See who we're hanging with next.